Thank you for being part of this presentation. In this presentation, we study the 128 civics questions you must know in order to have a successful American citizenship interview. In order to help you memorize these questions, I have divided the questions in 9 different topics or groups. Each topic covers specific questions for easy memorization. It is urgent that you take the time to memorize all these questions, and you will have a successful immigration interview. Let us continue. In group number 1, we focus on questions related to important people in the history of the United States.
What is the name of the Speaker of the House of Representatives now? Mike Johnson. What is the name of the President of the United States now? Donald Trump. What is the name of the Vice President of the United States now? James David Vance. Who is the Chief Justice of the United States now? John Roberts. Who lived in America before the Europeans arrived? American Indians. What group of people was taken and sold as slaves? Africans. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? Thomas Jefferson. Benjamin Franklin is famous for many things. Name one. He was a U.S. diplomat. George Washington is famous for many things. Name one. First President of the United States. Thomas Jefferson is famous for many things. Name one. Writer of the Declaration of Independence. James Madison is famous for many things. Name one. Father of the Constitution. Alexander Hamilton is famous for many things. Name one. Helped establish the first bank of the United States. Abraham Lincoln is famous for many things. Name one. Freed the slaves. Name one leader of the women's rights movement in the 1800s. Susan B. Anthony. Who was president during the Great Depression and World War II? Franklin Roosevelt. Dwight Eisenhower is famous for many things. Name one. Because he was a general during World War II. Martin Luther King, Jr., is famous for many things. Name one. Fought for civil rights.
In group number 2, we look at those questions related to important documents in the history of the United States. Before we move on, please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share this channel.
What is the form of government of the United States? Republic. What is the supreme law of the land? The U.S. Constitution. Name one thing the U.S. Constitution does. Forms the government. The U.S. Constitution starts with the words, "We the people." What does "we the people" mean? Self-government. How are changes made to the U.S. Constitution? Amendments. What does the Bill of Rights protect? The basic rights of Americans. Why is the Declaration of Independence important? It says all people are created equal. What founding document said the American colonies were free from Britain? The Declaration of Independence. Name two important ideas from the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution. Equality and liberty. The words life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are in what founding document? The Declaration of Independence. Many documents influence the U.S. Constitution. Name one. The Declaration of Independence. What is the purpose of the 10th Amendment? It states that the powers not given to the federal government belong to the states or to the people. There are 4 amendments to the U.S. Constitution about who can vote. Describe one of them. Any citizen can vote. When was the Declaration of Independence adopted? On July 4, 1776. What founding document was written in 1787? The U.S. Constitution. The Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Name one of the writers. James Madison. Why were the Federalist Papers important? They helped people understand the U.S. Constitution. What did the Emancipation Proclamation do? Freed the slaves. What amendment says all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are U.S. citizens? The 14th Amendment. What is the name of the national anthem? The Star-Spangled Banner.
In group number 3, we look at questions related to the geography of the United States. So far, we have reviewed questions related to important people in the history of the United States and documents that have shaped American way of life. And now we are going to review questions that have to do with the geography of the United States. Don't go anywhere as we have more questions to review.
There were 13 original states. Name 5. To answer this question, you may select any 5 of these 13 states. What territory did the United States buy from France in 1803? The Louisiana Territory. Name one American Indian tribe in the United States. Cherokee. You may also name any of the Native American tribes in the United States. What is the capital of the United States? Washington, D.C. Where is the Statue of Liberty? New York, Harbor. Why does the flag have 13 stripes? Because there were 13 original colonies. Why does the flag have 50 stars? Because there are 50 states.
In group number 4, we focus on those questions related to important dates in the history of the United States.
When did all men get the right to vote? After the Civil War. When did all women get the right to vote? In 1920. When did the Great Depression start? During the Great Crash of 1929. What is Independence Day? The country's birthday. Name 3 national U.S. holidays. New Year's Day, Thanksgiving Day, and Christmas Day. You may mention any of these holidays. What is Memorial Day? A holiday to honor soldiers who died in military service. What is Veterans Day? A holiday to honor people in the U.S. military.
In group number 5, we focus on those questions related to numbers in the United States.
How many amendments does the U.S. Constitution have? 27 amendments. How many U.S. senators are there? 100 senators. How long is a term for a U.S. senator? 6 years. How many voting members are in the House of Representatives? 435 voting members. How long is a term for a member of the House of Representatives? 2 years. How many senators does each state have? 2 senators. Why does each state have 2 senators? Equal representation for small states. Some states have more representatives than other states. Why? Because they have more people. The President of the United States is elected for how many years? 4 years. Why is the Electoral College important? It decides who is elected president. How many seats are on the Supreme Court? 9 seats. How many Supreme Court justices are usually needed to decide a case? 5 justices. How long do Supreme Court justices serve? For life.
In group number 6, we look at questions dealing with parts of the government of the United States.
What is the economic system of the United States? Capitalism. There are 3 branches of government. Why? Separation of powers. Name the 3 branches of government. The Congress, the President, and the courts. The President of the United States is in charge of which branch of government? The executive branch. What part of the federal government writes laws? The U.S. Congress. What are the 2 parts of the U.S. Congress? The Senate and the House of Representatives. Name 1 power of the U.S. Congress. Writes laws. Why do U.S. representatives serve shorter terms than U.S. senators? To more closely follow public opinion. The President of the United States can serve only 2 terms. Why? To keep the President from becoming too powerful. If the President can no longer serve, who becomes President? The Vice President of the United States. Name one power of the President. Commander-in-Chief of the military. Who is Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. military? The President of the United States. Who signs bills to become laws? The President of the United States. Who vetoes bills? The President of the United States. Who appoints federal judges? The President of the United States. The executive branch has many parts. Name one. The President of the United States. What does the President's cabinet do? Advises the President of the United States. What are 2 cabinet-level positions? Secretary of Education and Secretary of State. What is one part of the judicial branch? The Supreme Court. What does the judicial branch do? Reviews laws. What is the highest court in the United States? The Supreme Court. Supreme Court justices serve for life. Why? To be independent of politics. Name one power that is only for the federal government. Declare war. Name one power that is only for the states. Give a driver's license.
In group number 7, we look at questions dealing with rights and responsibilities.
What is the rule of law? Everyone must follow the law. Who can vote in federal elections, run for federal office, and serve on a jury in the United States? Citizens. What are 3 rights of everyone living in the United States? Freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and freedom of religion. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? The United States. Name 2 promises that new citizens make in the Oath of Allegiance. Give up loyalty to other countries and defend the U.S. Constitution. How can people become United States citizens? Naturalize. What are 2 examples of civic participation in the United States? Vote and run for office. What is one way Americans can serve their country? Vote. Why is it important to pay federal taxes? It is required by law. It is important for all men age 18 through 25 to register for the Selective Service. Name one reason why. It is required by law.
In group number 8, we review questions that have to do with war and events in the history of the United States.
The colonists came to America for many reasons. Name one. They wanted freedom. What war did the Americans fight to win independence from Britain? The American Revolution. Name one reason why the Americans declared independence from Britain. Because of high taxes. The American Revolution had many important events. Name one. The Declaration of Independence. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1800s. The Civil War. Name the U.S. war between the North and the South. The Civil War. The Civil War had many important events. Name one. The Emancipation Proclamation. What U.S. war ended slavery? The Civil War. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1900s. World War I. Why did the United States enter World War I? Because Germany attacked U.S. civilian ships. What was the Great Depression? The longest economic recession in modern history. Why did the United States enter World War II? Because the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. Who was the United States' main rival during the Cold War? Russia. During the Cold War, what was one main concern of the United States? Communism. Why did the United States enter the Korean War? To stop the spread of communism. Why did the United States enter the Vietnam War? To stop the spread of communism. What did the Civil Rights Movement do? Fought to end racial discrimination. Why did the United States enter the Persian Gulf War? To force the Iraqi military from Kuwait. What major event happened on September 11, 2001 in the United States? Terrorists attacked the United States. Name one U.S. military conflict after the September 11, 2001 attacks. The war in Iraq. Name one example of an American innovation. The airplane. You may also name any of the inventions listed in front of your screen. The nation's first motto was E pluribus unum. What does that mean? We all become one.
In group number 9, we review location-based questions. Please make sure to look at the description part of this video for important links related to these questions.
Who is one of your state's U.S. senators now? Answers will vary. Please look at the description part of this video for a link to the answer. Name your U.S. representative. Answers will vary. Please go to the description part of this video for a link that will lead you to the answer. Who does a U.S. Senator represent? Citizens of their state. Who elects U.S. Senators? Citizens from their state. Who does a member of the House of Representatives represent? Citizens in their district. Who elects members of the House of Representatives? Citizens from their congressional district. Who is the governor of your state now? Answers will depend on where you live. Please look at the description part of this video for a link that will lead you to the answer. What is the capital of your state? Answers will vary. Please look at the map in front of you. Find your state, and the capital will be right next to the red star.
We have reached the end of this review. Take your time and review as many times as possible until you have memorized all 128 questions and answers. And I will see you in the next presentation.